Hi, my name is Eduardo Corpeño, and I'd like to invite you to take the third course in the series Beyond Arduino, Electronics for Developers and Makers. This third course is about interrupt-driven embedded applications. If you're not familiar with the series, or you want to learn more, please take a look at the promo video of the first course in the series, which is about general-purpose input-output. So why should you take these courses? Well, the short version is that you may have become bored of the toy programs and libraries that you find on beginner platforms such as the Arduino, and maybe you don't feel like a beginner anymore. Maybe you're ready to take the next step. This course is intended for makers, coders, and beginners. This is an intermediate course, and I mean it when I say intermediate. So this course is not for experts on the field, like hardware engineers, but it's not for laymen either. You must be confident with some programming language. So to get the most out of this course, here's what you'll need. Some development platform. Your favorite microcontroller platform will do. You need some actuators and sensors to have fun with your development platform. You also need to know how to run some basic code, so you must have gone through the bootcamp of whatever microcontroller you have so that you can learn more about it. And the whole series tries to teach you the following points. First, that there's more to life than the Arduino Uno, that there's probably a better way to do what you've been doing with microcontrollers. You'll also learn how microcontrollers work. You'll learn how the supporting hardware works. I'm talking about the hardware modules that are outside the CPU, but still inside the integrated circuit. You'll also learn how the functions in dumbed-down libraries work. And finally, and this is especially the case for this particular course, to always prefer interrupts to polling. Now here's a word of advice I'd like to keep in all of the courses in the series. This is not exactly a hands-on course, not if you don't want it to be. We won't promise that you'll make great projects in this course because you are not forced to do them. But I do recommend that you code along. And you should do that with your own development platform. That's why you must have one. Speaking of which, here are some development platforms that are showcased throughout the series. And like I said, so far the Beyond Arduino series has 3 courses. The first one is on digital input-output or general purpose input-output. The second is on analog input-output. And this one is on interrupt-driven embedded software. So roughly we'll talk about input-output handling techniques. That's where you'll get introduced to interrupts. You'll learn how they work. And I'll tell you about the whole process that goes on behind the scenes when an interrupt occurs. I'll tell you a lot of benefits of using an interrupt-driven software. And I'll show you some examples of polling, which is a very basic way to handle input-output requests, and some corresponding examples on the interrupt-driven approach. There will be projects suggested along the course, but there's a final challenge project, which is to make an asynchronous serial port using interrupts. But I mean make it yourself, not the one that's probably included in your development platform, but your own version. And so this course is all about interrupts, which is a technique that you must learn. If you don't know how to use interrupts, this course is for you. Think about the real-life embedded applications you use every day and try to notice that they all react to the buttons you press and they all keep their displays updated smoothly, or at least they should. And one of the things that enables this responsiveness on all of these devices is the interrupt-driven handling of the input-output requests on their microcontrollers. So this is how professionals write their embedded application code. And if you'd like to eventually make a final project which someone will use, then you need to program like a professional. So interrupt handling is a technique you can't miss. So come join us. Let's have fun coding like professionals.